Why does it seem that so many Lions fans are already resigning to the fact that we've lost the division and we haven't even played game one yet? Woo! There's this weird thing happening right now. After back-to-back ballin' seasons with an offense that has barely changed. Yes, we lost Frank Ragnow and it hurts, it stings, and it's an unknown. But at the same time, we draft Tate Ratledge and we still have Glasgow. We just picked up that other guy, like from Arizona. I'm looking and I'm not afraid, but too many Lions fans are. Too many people representing Honolulu Blue are kind of freaking out, and I think it's uncalled for. Our offense, though we have lost Ben Johnson, still has the same weapons. And then now we have John Morton coming back, who was here 2022 as a special assistant in the building of the process. And yet Lions fans are super worried. Listen, Ben Johnson was phenomenal. He was a phenomenal OC. He did a fantastic job as the Lions offensive coordinator. He was creative as hell. But at the same time, he was creative as hell. He didn't use JMO in regular ways. He didn't use Laporta last year nearly at all. The way, like, he was coming up and dialing up some of the most intriguing, fun plays. Lions football was can't miss football. And that was a blast. And I think, I heard somebody say it this weekend where they were like, a buddy of mine was like, yeah, I just think we're going to be kind of normal. I'm okay with normal. I'm okay with a sense of normality versus what has been this fantastical approach of creative gameplay, which creative gameplay brought us heavy success. But at the same time, we still have all those same pieces. Jahmyr Gibbs has only gotten better. David Montgomery, he's the same as he was last year. St. Brown, JMO, bringing in Tesla, Tim Patrick still, Khalif Raymond, don't forget about him, Sam Laporta, who barely saw any offense last year. Yes, I understand Ragnow is gone, but I'm not worried. And I just think there's this weird thing in the air where it's almost as if, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe you disagree, but I'm like listening to Lions fans who are already writing off the season. And I'm like, what are you doing? We haven't even had a preseason game yet. Now, if there is one thing to be worried about when I look at the Lions offense, and it's not the center, it's not the centerpiece, I think it's having a backup quarterback. That is one thing that I think is totally fair to be afraid of. Because if Jared Goff goes down, it doesn't seem like we trust Hendon Hooker. We had to bring in Teddy Bridgewater last year in that playoff game. We signed him right before. That, to me, okay, that's something to be afraid of. But already writing off the division, being like, yeah, we're not going to win it. We blow. I'm like, what is going on? Oh, well, Amon-Ra St. Brown had to clean up his knee. What does that mean? Bro, like, have a little faith. Have a little faith in Dan Campbell. Well, it's not really Dan Campbell, like it was Ben Johnson. It was Aaron Glenn. I'm sorry. What? I get that there were some unknowns coming into the season, and yes, the Lions might take a step back to begin, but by the time November rolls around, we will be who we are, and I think that's the best in the division. I just do, dude. Like, the Bears are an unknown, right? Because yeah, they've got some talent, but how is Ben Johnson as a head coach? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. The Packers. Jordan Love is so inconsistent. He has the potential to pop off, but will he? I don't know. The Vikings. Who the hell is J.J. McCarthy in the NFL? I don't care what the kid does in preseason. I don't care what the kid does in OTAs. or training camp? What do you do when Aiden Hutchinson is barreling down on you? That's when we'll know. JJ hasn't played a single damn game. So people freaking out looking at our division, don't get me wrong, the Vikings poised for greatness. They have a phenomenal team. I love their offense. Kevin O'Connell, fantastic coach. The Packers, yeah, they seem to just keep on doing it. But who was Jordan Love week to week? And the Bears, what a wild card. The Lions, our unknowns, yeah, we lose both coordinators. What does that mean? Shep and Morton. Who are they? We're going to find out. And praise God we got that Hall of Fame game. Normally, I'm not a fan of all these preseason games. I'm not a fan of all of the extra. Like, some people are like, they want more season games, in-season games. They want more preseason because it's more football. Okay, I can understand where you're coming from, but I don't love it. I like supply and demand. Man, when founders sold KBS with that supply and demand idea, and it was super difficult to get it, KBS was fantastic. CBS, man, like supply and demand. Make it difficult to get. People want it. There's the demand. Same with football, and some people are like, you're crazy. Nah, I don't care. That's just that's what I think. I don't love the boys getting injured. It takes so much work for them to get to where they got to get to by February, January, mid-January, and then potentially February. I don't need the extra games. I love September through mid-January. That's the end. That's a whole other rant. I love that we have the Hall of Fame game. It gives Shep a little bit more time to practice as a DC. It gives Morton more time to practice some of those situational calls as an OC. It gives all of these guys. I think the Lions' biggest unknown is what the hell happens if Goff goes down? Because last year in the playoffs, or right before the playoffs, we were asking the same question. So we get Teddy Bridgewater, right? My frustration comes from listening to Lions fans right now already right off the season, like we've already been knocked out of the playoffs. And I'm not saying that this is everybody. I'm not saying that this is you. I am saying, though, that there's this weird air about people right now. And is it because we've had two fantastic seasons that ended way too short? Maybe. Or maybe it's just fear. People are afraid. People don't want to be let down. I don't know. I'm a little frustrated, if you can't tell. And I guess what I'm trying to say here is don't write off the season before anything's even happened. Don't put the cart before the horse. I think that the Lions are going to be just fine. Great even. So enjoy. Enjoy the ride. So, all in all, if you are out there as a Lions fan and you're already writing off this season, rethink it, recalibrate. I don't think you got anything to worry about. All right, I think I got my frustrations out. Now, if you don't mind, I think I'm going to go sit in the woods, enjoy the crickets. Michigan crickets in the summer, there's nothing like them. There's nothing like them. Sufjan Stevens' Sleeping Bear, that song. I mean, Sufjan Stevens' album for Michigan, phenomenal. Top tier. The song, Sleeping Bear, Sault Ste. Marie, ooh, with those crickets in the background, throw it on. And if you've never been to Sleeping Bear, if you have been to Sleeping Bear and you listen to that song, you'll understand it. Because there are those crickets everywhere. The waves crashing, all of it. Oh, Sufjan. When's his next album coming out? I don't know. I'm out of here.